OK, we're going to take a look at what's grabbing international headlines with Clément Bonnereau. Good to see you again, Clément. We're starting, of course, back to the top story of the day, Hurricane Irma, which is now currently blasting up the west coast of Florida and heading towards the city of Tampa.
That's right. The Tampa Bay Times says that Sunday was a day of dread for residents who woke up to the news that Irma had shifted west yet again. We learned that hundreds rushed to diners and restaurants to enjoy their last hot meal before the storm. Others found refuge in churches, many of which had cancelled mass. Some, meanwhile, spent the day in government shelters watching TV and worrying for their loved ones. The paper concludes all they could do, like thousands of others here in Tampa Bay, was wait to walk outside in the morning and see what remained.
Batten down the hatches and wait and see. And now for some, the evacuation was even more stressful, though, wasn't it?
The Miami Herald reports that a woman had to deliver her own baby at home because strong winds kept paramedics away. Both the mother and her baby were later taken to hospital by emergency workers.
OK, well, good news, hoping both mother and baby are OK. Authorities, meanwhile, have urged residents not to leave their homes and also, surprisingly, not to shoot at the hurricane. What's this about, Clément?
As weird as it may sound, the warning was issued after a Facebook post urging people to shoot Irma out of the sky went viral. About 55,000 people responded to the event, saying they would attend and shoot into the hurricane. Obviously, a lot of people saw it as a joke, but the sheriff's office in Pasco County later warned against shooting into Irma, saying that bullets do come back and may cause very dangerous side effects.
Well, indeed, with some stray bullets flying around, it's certainly not a joke. But on a more serious note, though, papers this morning are lashing out at US President Donald Trump for failing to acknowledge the impact of climate change.
Absolutely. The Daily Beast wonders why Donald Trump has not yet faced a single question about climate change since hurricanes Harvey and Irma hit the US. The website reminds us that the president once said that climate change was a hoax invented by the Chinese, and it's unclear whether his position has evolved since then. And I found this cartoon in Swiss newspaper Le Temps. You see here a man in a suit saying that hurricanes have nothing to do with global warming, but the hurricane pictured just behind him says mon œil, in English, my foot, obviously a reference to the eye of the hurricane, the centre of the hurricane.
The play on words doesn't quite work in English. Right, we're going to move on to Norway now. The country began voting in parliamentary elections on Sunday, with the latest polls indicating that the result really is too close to call.
That's right. Norwegian papers say we're heading towards an electoral thriller. This is the closest election in decades. The centre-left opposition has seen its early lead evaporate in recent weeks, while the outgoing Conservative government is now eyeing a historic victory. Papers, however, are sceptical. Dagbladet says in its editorial that now is the time for change. While Erna Solberg is a popular prime minister, they write, she has no control over her government. And the paper says this is because of the presence of the anti-immigration populist Progress Party, the FRP. Dagbladet accuses it of using divisive rhetoric during the campaign, threatening the very values of Norwegian society.
OK, now papers are also saying that the Green Party could be the kingmaker in this election.
Indeed, the headline in French newspaper Libération reads, in Norway, oil barrels have a significant impact on the polls. The Green Party is demanding an immediate halt to gas and oil exploration, a proposal that's actually been quite popular among young voters. With declining international prices and a recent economic crisis, many in the country say that Norway should reduce its dependence on oil and invest in other sectors of the economy.
OK, right, we're ending in Spain now, where hundreds of thousands of people are planning to rally in the streets of Barcelona for Catalonia's National Day, and also in response to the Spanish government's bid to block this controversial independence referendum.
Indeed, Catalan paper La Vanguardia says this year's National Day, or Diada as they call it, comes in a context of great tensions. This, as you said, as Catalonia's parliament voted to approve a referendum on independence on October the 1st. a move deemed illegal by Madrid and described by some Spanish politicians as a coup against Spain. Catalans are also divided. La Vanguardia reminds us 700 mayors have declared support for the referendum, but the mayor of Barcelona, the largest city in Catalonia by far, has warned against possible sanctions from the central government. Some are also criticising the pro-independence movement for, quote, monopolising Diada, a day of celebration which La Vanguardia says is normally intended for all Catalans to enjoy, regardless of their political opinions.
OK, well, that poll going ahead in just a few weeks. Clément, thank you so much for that.